Okay. Yay.
All right, great. Yay!
We still don't have the intro pulled up, do we?
No, I
Oh
don't
boy.
have it at all.
I have docs open for
I
something
forgot.
else, so I could pull that up. I think this is just part of our intro now.
Okay.
Part of the intro is like pulling up the intro.
Because it's like 2 sentences long and we haven't memorized it. So,
Yeah.
um,
um, Hi, this is Sonica and Chelsea. Welcome to Armbridge Podcast, where we dismantle the system like the revolutionaries we are, one podcast episode at a time. This intro makes me laugh because there's been nothing revolutionary about our previous like 5 episodes, but nevertheless, today is May 8th, 7th, 8th.
eight?
All right, 8th.
It's the eighth, yeah.
Wow, it's the 8th. Okay. Today is May 8th. Something's covering the rest of the intro. Okay, last week we talked about um I don't know what we really talked about. We talked about Nicolas Cage, Robert Pattinson, Lady Gaga, Lil Nas X, and how they're all in like a little triangle. And the rest of it was like really incoherent, but I don't know, we talked about some things. And today we are going to also talk about some more things. In my case, I have a couple topics written down. I'm going to talk about the vaccine now that I'm not in it. I can kind of talk about it as like, okay,
Yes.
it happened. So maybe I'll give my experience with it. Chelsea, you can give yours. And we will then encourage you to get the vaccine if you haven't already and if you are able to access one because they're good. And then
Yep.
I have another topic. I don't know, it's a little weird to introduce it right now because it's kind of just tangential, but we'll get to it. Yeah. And then Chelsea's going to talk about some things too.
Yeah. There's just a lot. I think recently there have been a lot of great random topics that we've like just
Yeah.
come up with. Um, I guess it's because we're out of school now, so
Oh, I'm
or we're
not.
almost out of school, so it's like
Chelsea's chilling.
just draining the brain.
There
Like
we go.
just
Brain drain.
yeah.
Oh my god, that could be like a segment name. That's such a cool name.
But what would we
Brain
do?
drain. I don't know, just talk about things.
I guess that's what we're doing today
Yeah, today
then.
is a
Yay, we
brain
just
drain episode.
yay. All right. Um,
All right.
so do you want to just like
Get into vaccines? Sure. All right, so vaccines.
yes.
Okay, so first, what type of vaccine did you get?
um, I got Pfizer.
Okay, cool. We're both gonna talk about Pfizer then. But yeah, I don't know if y'all noticed last week, but I was a little bit um not present at all. But I mean, I'm vaccinated now. So I guess I'll just talk about like side effects and stuff. So the first dose was okay, if you haven't gotten the vaccine and this is like useful to you, yay. But yeah, I'll just talk about like the first dose was fine. My arm hurt because I didn't move it around a lot. Oh, that's one thing. So that's one thing I noticed. Some like YouTuber I watched, he was like, I heard you're supposed to move your arm a lot after the vaccine and that like makes it hurt less or something. And I didn't move my arm at all for like the first dose, and it hurt for like a week. And it was a terrible time. But other than that, there was like no sickness, none of that, right? But my arm was just throbbing for a good like 5 to 7 days, which was not fun. But the second time, I moved it around like a lot. Like immediately after the vaccine, I was like rolling my shoulders, doing stretches, lifting it up, like the whole 9 yards. And it didn't hurt at all. Literally, I was able to use my arm normally. So if you haven't gotten the vaccine already, big
Move your
suggestion:
arms.
move your arms a lot, like the first 10 to 15
Yes.
minutes after your vaccine, and just like keep it active. Otherwise, it's gonna hurt a lot. But yeah, that's like the one suggestion. No one told me the first time that I would really want to give to someone who hasn't gotten a vaccine
Right.
yet. But other than that,
Yeah.
side effects. Oh man, I kind of had everything in the book. I had like, well, okay. First, you can give your experience with the first dose. I don't want to just like ramble on for 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Oh. No, I mean, I think my first dose was the same. Like I was just a bit sore, but I think I worked out after that, so it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just felt like I didn't know if my drowsiness was just attributed to me like being tired over the summer, but I just felt a little tired.
Hmm.
Other than that, it was fine. I think it was the second dose though,
That really
really.
kicked in, yeah. Yeah, second dose was interesting for me. So I kind of have it all mapped out. Like I have a diary, so fortunately, every single thought my brain has ever had has been documented on paper. But the first day was fine. I was, as you said, just like a little drowsy because of it. So I like took a nap, ate some soup, you know, the usual stuff you do when you're sick. And then the second day, or that morning, I remember I woke up at like 3 a.m. and I had like the worst chills of my entire life. I was literally like shaking. And so I took like 3 layers of blankets. It was not a very fun time. I managed to go back to sleep. And then the next morning was like a fever, which most people usually get. Mine was not as bad as some of the people I talked to. So the way I noticed it goes, comparing my experiences with like my friends and the other people I've spoken to that got the vaccine, you either get like an absolutely monstrous headache or you get like 104 fever. And in my case, my fever was very mild. I just felt like, like a cold. So it was very bearable. But then the day after was even worse. For me, the fever was better than the headache that followed. And it was because of like sinus pressure. So it hurt like here and here a lot. And I know for like a couple other
Hmm.
people I spoke to, the back of the neck or like the back of the head also hurt. But for me, this like front part of my face, I was like telling people I literally want to detach my sinuses from my face. I couldn't stand up, I couldn't walk, I couldn't look in the sun, I couldn't do anything. It was horrendous. But that went away after like 3 days. And now I'm perfectly fine. And I'm vaccinated, so I can start doing things again. Thank God.
Yay.
Yay! So, is it worth it? Yes. If you're hesitant to get the
Yes.
vaccine, please get it. I mean, there's like 3 days where you don't feel very great, and then you're good to go, like even better than before.
Hmm.
So, please get it if you haven't got it. Also, because like we have more than enough doses for our population, and getting the vaccine is a huge privilege. So please don't take that for granted because there are a lot of other people that wish they had access to the vaccine and are not getting it. So the fact that you could get one in itself is huge. So
Hmm.
get vaccinated, folks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, like, actually, yeah, mine was kind of the same as yours. Like, I think my fever went up to like 99. It never really reached like 100 or anything.
Hmm.
I was like, it was really gross the first day of the fever. The second day of the fever, I felt like marginally better.
Mm.
I don't advise doing this, like, if you don't feel like you can do it or whatever, but, because I was sweating a ton, like
Hmm.
the first 2 days of my fever. I was sweating a lot, which is fine. That's a good sign that you're sweating. That's why you drink lots of water and stuff. But anyway, the second day, like, I felt good, and so I decided to work out,
Oh
and I sweat
no.
even more because of that. Um, but actually, like when I finished, I felt like my body felt more temperate, like in terms of I didn't feel as hot. I
Oh.
guess like sweating a ton really helps.
Hmm.
Or maybe like making your body warmer, like a hot shower or things like that. I know I used to do that when I was a kid.
Hmm.
That was like years ago, so I don't know like how accurate that information is, but it helped a lot to like sweat more. Working out, I don't think that was kind of a dumb move on my part.
But I
Um,
mean, it worked.
I felt better. Yeah. Um, so yeah, like I guess if you're really concerned about taking the vaccine, or like let's say you just turned 16, you're not sure if you should do it or not, like I guess don't consult the web to some extent, but maybe call your doctor too. That's
Yeah, yeah.
probably a good idea as well. Yeah.
So yeah, we're vaccinated now. Yeah.
So
I'm so happy about it,
um
honestly.
yeah, me too.
Wow.
Dude. I mean, you could see us together filming an episode in the same room.
That's gonna be
Um,
so exciting.
who knows? That would be so
Who
cool.
knows? One microphone, one room. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Very excited.
So yeah. Let's see what else. Oh. This is kind of. Should I just move on to the next topic? I can't think of anything to branch off
Yeah.
from vaccines. But this was our PSA. Get vaccinated if you can. Get vaccinated. If you're able to access one, if you're old enough, all that. It's good. It's gonna be good for you. Um,
Yes.
but moving on, I am astounded by the number of free things I've been getting in college. Like, it's amazing. So, okay, first let me start off with the good news. So, I went to a social for my res hall, which was like the first in-person social. See other perks of getting vaccinated. I can go places now. And the lucky thing about my campus is that we're very, very introverted. Like, that's one of the defining characteristics of my campus. So, there was a grand total of 5 of us there, right? But you know what the great part of that is? If we went to the social, we automatically got entered for a raffle for a Polaroid bundle. So it's not just the camera, it's the camera. I got a case, a photo book, a little like photo album thing, the film, and then like a special like film with like designy borders and stuff. Dude, it's fantastic. And so, since it was between 5 people, I was the lucky winner. And so now I
Wow.
have a free Polaroid set just for
Oh my
leaving
god.
my room. Dude,
That's great. That's so
it's
funny.
amazing. I'm so
Just five
happy.
people.
It was
That's great.
5 people. I'm sure there was like they staggered it so it wasn't like a lot of people at once. So I'm sure there's maybe like 10, but
But still, that's
still.
that's fun.
Yeah, it
Dude.
was fantastic.
Also
So
like
I had a great time. Hmm?
the stuff you get like at orientation too. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited. Like to pick up my first year my first year
You go
orientation
on
stuff.
campus, hey.
Um yeah, wait. Did we talk about this on the podcast? Because I know you're doing like an orientation leader job at your
Oh, we
school.
didn't. Yeah.
I'm applying to one. I did my interview a few days ago. Um,
Good
but like
luck.
it's funny because we're going like let's say we both like I'm manifesting this. So in the event that like we do um like orientation stuff on campus, it's gonna be weird because we've never or you've been, but you haven't experienced all of it.
I haven't
Um,
experienced actual campus life. Yeah.
yeah, and I've never been. So we're just gonna pull up like people asking us questions we know nothing.
No, literally, like me,
Like,
even not even as like an orientation leader, like me and my friends were joking, we were walking across campus. We are like, some of the freshmen next year, they're probably gonna like walk up to us like, hey, do you know where this room is? And it's like, I don't know either, fam. Let's figure it out
oh.
together, why don't we? No, for real. Oh man. Yeah, it's gonna be funny because yeah, we're about as knowledgeable as the freshmen, and I'm supposed to advise them or something, I guess. I mean, it's not, I get the sentiment, like, I get why they hired me because, like, of the 4 classes, we're like the only one that can relate to being completely clueless to actual campus life. And I think in a way that makes us like more adjusted to like online curriculum, I guess, because it's like that's all we've known of college. So there's no like comparison or there's no like, I don't know, not really, but you get the idea, right? It's like maybe we have a perspective that's different than the upperclassmen, which for an OL is a good thing because you want as many perspectives as possible in one place so that you can cater to a broader population of students. But yeah, it's a really strange thing. None of us know what we're doing. Yeah.
So yeah. Also, like in terms of taking classes online, I feel like I found so many loopholes that are just like not applicable to in-person classes. So in the
Oh,
event
for
that
real.
like
Yeah.
um like I don't think I would give adequate advice in that like category because I just don't know.
Right.
Like I'm still figuring it out,
For
like
real.
let
For real.
alone telling people, what to do. But
Let me figure my life out first before I help you figure out yours. Fun stuff. No, yeah, speaking of which, I don't know how I'm gonna do in-person class. Like, I'm so used to this whole asynchronous thing. Imagine having like an allotted time for class. I just like watch my lectures
yeah,
whenever. Sometimes that's 1 a.m. But
you like physically have to travel to your class. I mean, of course you do. It's in person. You have to go there yourself. But
but
like, because
that's
I'm not
not
planning to like, because I'm not planning to live on campus, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like the places I've been looking at are close to campus, but like, and I could be on campus in a certain amount of time, but there's a possibility the class could be on the other side. So
Oh.
like,
Oh, no,
you know
yeah,
what I
you have
mean?
to like
Like,
actually commute to campus. Yeah.
um,
Yeah, yeah.
or even so, even if you live on campus, your classes could still be across like
Oh, yeah, no.
something.
The apartment I'm living at next semester, it's like it's on campus, but it's like super isolated. So there's like a 20-minute walk to all of my classes pretty much.
Oh
It's
man,
it's a fun time, but it's okay. I'm gonna get my exercise in. My pedometer has been really happy recently because I have to like walk everywhere. None of us have a car. So my little pedometer on like the health app, it's just like, wow, you've been walking so much compared to last year. Look at you. I'm just like, I have no choice.
I have to.
Yep.
Dang.
But that's a good thing. I guess I'm getting healthier or something.
Yeah, super
Mhm.
fun. We love that.
It was fun.
Also, like taking what is it like tests without notes open. Sheesh. Oh man.
Our
Yeah.
our school has managed to bypass that. They have a little camera thing on all the laptops and we get monitored while we take the test, which is super creepy actually. Like
That
I'm
is
not
creepy.
gonna it is very invasive. That thing, it like tracks your whole network. It like records you taking the test. I feel so self-conscious every time I'm taking a test because here's the thing too. They like want you like not looking up necessarily, but enough so that they can still recognize your face. Like sometimes I like hunch down like this, right? And they will literally pause the test and be like, I can't see your face, get back, test paused. And I'm like sitting up straight and like super stiff while taking the test. Like it just, it distracts me. Ugh.
That is
But
weird.
it is
Like
very weird. I don't like it, but whatever.
also like I mean, because I don't use online notes. All of my notes are pretty much like on paper.
On
Some of it's
paper. Mm-hmm.
online, but like that's so weird. I mean, I don't know. I would think like because I think most of the cheating at least that like I've heard about is like people collaborating with other people and not so much like from their notes, obviously, right? Because it's like,
Uh-huh.
you know what I mean? So it's kind of weird that they would enforce that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I get it, but also like that doesn't, I don't know. I don't know.
Right. No, no, I get that. Because for me, here's the thing. So last semester, we had two exams for one of my classes, right? One of them was with the system that with the software, and the other one wasn't. And I'm an honest person. I don't cheat on my exams, right? But the difference in my scores, partially because of the difficulty of the exam, but also partially because I don't know, I'm being monitored for all of my movements while taking it. Like it was a very big difference in score. It was like 20 points. And so the first exam I aced like without the software. I did so well on it because you know what my setup was? My room's lights were purple. I had my little fairy lights in the back. I was sitting with my knee up like this. I was hunched over and I was literally like humming my way through the test, right? That puts me in a relaxed mindset. I'm like in the zone. I'm not, stiff and like super anxious because like inadvertently body language does affect your mood. That is a proven thing, right? And so my body language, super casual, super relaxed. The lighting in my room, chill. Everything was like fine. I was literally as calm as I could be. And I did fantastic on the test. And then on the second one, I had to sit up straight. I had to be like looking at my laptop. If I like looked down for a little too long, the test would be like, you're gone. I can't see your face. Come back, come back, come back. And it just like stressed me out more. So I mean, granted the test was a little bit more difficult, but I think 20 points is a lot to attribute to just the difficulty of the exam. I'm sure the software influenced it in some way. So not a
Hmm.
fan, but yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's not as like accommodating in some cases. Just
Mm-hmm.
considering like everything that's going on, you know. Um,
Yeah.
Even the way like because when things are online, I feel like you can't justify yourself as easily. I don't know if this makes sense, but I've like received grades in the past like semester because I got all my final grades like around the same time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that like I didn't think I should have gotten or I thought were kind of like low because the way that my university grades is like there's like a lot of grade, not a lot, they do use grade inflation. So
Mm-hmm.
like the threshold for an A is an 80 to an 84, and then that's an A minus, and then an A plus or an A is 85 to 100. So in that case,
Mm-hmm.
right, like someone could give you a 70, and ordinarily you'd be like, oh, that's pretty whatever, but that's like a B on the university scale and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like hard to communicate like with your professors or with your TAs and stuff because you
Mm-hmm.
can't get like a detailed answer, or you can't get like one of my TAs like put off grading our essays for a month basically saying that like his computer was broken. I was like, okay, fair enough, but I feel like, whatever. um and we were given like, even before we turned the essay in, it was like we had to, he told us his grading requirements or the style that he grades in the day before it was due. um so there's just like there's so many like inconsistencies,
Like,
and I don't know,
mm-hmm.
like, um,
It's just hard to manage everything online. I get that.
yeah, like cut us some
Yeah.
slack. I mean, you don't have to give me an amazing grade.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, you know,
We're in a pandemic. No,
pandemic.
yeah, I get that. A
Sheesh.
pandemic, panoramic, if you will.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's tough.
No,
Um,
yeah, it's interesting, but this is like the last week I can air my grievances about that because next semester I'll be in person. So,
Yay! Yeah, we love to see it. We love
yeah,
being in person.
yeah.
I
I'm ready. I never thought I'd be excited to go into a classroom, but oh my God.
know.
Please, I hate this online thing. I liked it for like the first 3 months. So, here's my thing. I feel like I would like it if everyone used the same system, Like for high school, the online thing worked great for me because everyone more or less had like the same way of doing things, right? Like you turn it in on the same platform and it's like all consolidated in one place. So it was a lot easier to manage in that sense. My issue with online format for college is that there are so many different resources being used. It's like ridiculously hard to keep track of all of it at the same time. So you've got like Blackboard, then like our online textbooks use like different thingies, right? And then within Blackboard, there's like a bunch of different I don't know. It's just like it's all over the place. There's not one consolidated system, and it really depends like professor to professor, like who does what. And I don't blame them either because they were given like a couple of weeks to figure this out. So it's not their fault either. It's just it was all so like rushed, and even over the summer, that's not enough time to like completely move your curriculum to an online format. Um, so it's just messy. I can't wait to go back in person because this isn't working.
Bro, it sucks.
Yeah.
Also, breakout rooms, I hate them.
Oh,
I
I don't have
hate.
to do those. We don't have those. I feel
Oh,
so bad for people that
lucky
do.
you,
They're
dude.
so
I
awkward.
hate them. Oh my god. Because people like try to be nice too, and I respect that. But honestly, like,
Mm-hmm.
I will just
But
air
no one
my,
wants to be here.
know, I will type in the chat respectfully because
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that. Um,
For real.
yeah.
I'm very fortunate to not have to use breakout rooms ever. So I can't imagine what
Oh,
that's like.
oh, that's good.
Yep. Yeah, no, a lot of my friends complain about those though. 'Cause I can imagine they get very awkward very quickly. It's like the equivalent of like turn to your desk neighbors and talk.
Oh,
It's
I
like
hate
in
that.
person that was awkward
Ah,
enough on its own, but now that it's online, it's like, oh, we're actually forced to talk.
yeah.
But on a brighter note, I have more free things that I've gotten from college. I do like a haul one of these days. I like just a bag full of all the free things I've obtained. So obviously we've got merch, right? At the
Yeah.
social, we made tie-dye t-shirts. So I have like this absolutely horrendous looking tie-dye t-shirt. It failed miserably, but it's my precious creation, so
And
I
it's
will treasure it.
free.
Also, it's free. Can't
So,
argue with that. Yeah.
yeah.
So my ugly, disgusting tie-dye t-shirt. Oh my God, this is the best one. Not the best one. The Polaroid's the best one, but this one's like a close second. Um, so the Museum of Art near our city, was generous enough to donate like a bunch of art kits to the university, and so all they sent an email earlier last week or something saying like if you signed up in these limited slots, then you get a free art kit that you can come by and pick up. It was basically a replacement for like a social. It's like since we can't be in person, might as well give y'all something to do in your own room. And so I signed up for it because I was like, hi, free things. I'm very stingy if you couldn't tell. Like if I see a free thing, I will jump at it. But yeah, I signed up and oh my gosh, wait, the kit was actually so nice. So I got like a glue stick, these really nice cardstock papers. Um, there's like a spray bottle that came with it for like the kit because it was like a craft kit, right? So there's like instructions and stuff and like what to do. And then the best one, they gave us these really nice quality brush pens. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my
I
god.
opened the kit and I was expecting it to just be like the markers or something. They were really like they were brush pens, but they were like the really nice quality kind. Like you know the ones that when you hold them, they like kind of weigh your hand down a little bit.
Sheesh. Oh my god.
And then they had like the little like certification. What does the AP thing stand for? Shoot, I'm not
Um,
an artist.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, let's Google this real quick because I want to sound like a artist's proof.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
No, wait, no, not that. Or maybe. I don't know. It's that little seal that they put on like art products so that you know it's like decent quality, I think. But it had that too. It was like kind of heavy when you held it, so it's like you know it's not like
Wow.
cheaply made. And then I wrote with it, and I was like, oh, it was free.
I love to see it.
And then I'm not done. Oh my goodness. And then on National Boba Day, the apartment across from our campus was giving out free boba from Ding Tea, which is like one of the
Ooh.
best spots in our area. And I was like, shoot, oh my, the amount of free things we're getting. Are you seeing the joy that's coming across my face? Nothing
Yeah.
brings me more joy than free things. Like
Wow.
I've been getting so many free things recently, and it's
See it.
filling me with joy. You too can have your free things moment whenever you go in person.
You know it, dude. Like,
Chelsea's gonna come back in 6 months, like y'all, you'll never guess.
look what I found. Just,
Mm-hmm.
oh man. And like student
Now you can do your
discounts.
free things haul.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Student
That's
discounts are
nice. I mean,
great.
yeah, like yes, I'm selling my soul to my student discounts are fantastic.
It like gives the illusion that I'm like spending wisely, but I'm probably not,
Yeah.
you know?
But
Um,
really, when I'm put into the real world, if I continue these spending habits, there's no discount to save me.
I know. Like
Yeah.
working to get money? Yeah, I guess. Or I could just spend what I have now. Very bad.
Fellas.
Very bad with my budgeting.
Yeah. See, but the thing is, you're getting so many free things. You don't have to spend much.
That's true. Like if it's food, then you don't have to
Yeah.
spend on food. That's like a deductible or non-deductible cost. Um,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, food's an issue here. I'm
Oh,
not loving the food situation because I don't have a stove or anything, right? So
yeah.
I'm like reliant on either dining hall food or like picking up from outside. And my stomach's been hating me for it. Like, please just give me some vegetables. I'm like, I don't have any.
Oh, poor stove. It's like
Oh no.
so hard
But
to find an apartment with a stove 'cause it's expensive.
mm-hmm.
The thing about like I
Oh
don't
yeah.
mind moving in with people, but it's like when you have an apartment, I feel like you kind of have to know the person first. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't afford to be picky because rent is not cheap.
Right.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like at this
No, but the
weird,
prospect is scary.
yeah. But then again, like I'm trying to
Yeah.
find like the most like cost-effective option. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are a lot of outlets like to meet people and like chat with them before you live with them, but it's kind of I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't
It's
know.
still not the same.
Like, no offense. And also, in the event that, like, I do have a roommate, I'm very stingy with the questions. Like, I will ask very, like, how do you
Bluntly
cook
what they think about
often?
things,
Do
right?
you clean often? Will
Yeah.
you do this? Um, I talk sometimes because I record podcasts or I want to do this thing. So are you okay with that?
Are you okay with that? Yeah.
Like I you can't just like say that to somebody, you know? So it's like really hard to look for a roommate because it's like,
Oh, I don't care. Yeah.
or well, rather, I guess in that case, right? If you don't like my questions up front, then I guess we shouldn't live together, right? I'm not like that with anything
Yeah,
else.
like I mean, what else? No, yeah, exactly. Like these are important questions. I'd rather just get them out of the way. Like even last semester, I kind of just like eased it into the conversation. Hey, how do y'all feel about the pandemic? You know, like how are you handling things? Are you gonna go outside a lot? What's like I was very upfront with it because that's stuff I'm not willing to compromise on. And if we're gonna live together, then we gotta sort that out like right off the bat.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it saves a bunch of arguments in the long run. I'd rather just get it done from the get go.
That makes sense.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get your logic.
I'm just not like a very confrontational person. So every time I have to like
Mm-hmm.
confront somebody about
Oh, so
something,
it's like,
I'm like, okay, what am I gonna offend you? Um, yeah, it's like a really weird dilemma, but
uh-huh.
yeah.
I feel like I've become non-confrontational. I used to be, and now it's like, if you're hurt by this, then I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Bye, I guess.
Because yeah, it's not even like that. It's like we're gonna have to answer these questions eventually. Might as
Right?
well do it now, you know?
Yeah.
So,
That's like
and I make that clear too. I don't just go up to them. It's like, do you not believe in the pandemic? We can't be friends. It's not like that. I'm just like, I preface it with this exact explanation. It's like, hey, I want to get some things out of the way so we don't fight about this later. Blah 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 blah. And usually they're pretty understanding about it. I mean, usually meaning all cases right now. I haven't had a situation where someone's been
oh,
like offended by that.
right.
So yeah,
Right. I think
yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
it should be like normalized more often. Like I feel like people don't do it just out of
Mm-hmm.
convenience or whatnot, but or I think I like told you about this at some point, but I really want to like comment under photos where people like just aren't wearing masks or whatever. Like, where is respectfully, where is your mask? Like, I don't want to start drama. I just like I'm worried for you. I'm worried for the people around you, and plus like even if you are vaccinated,
Mm-hmm.
unless you're following like I guess CDC like situation, right, where um
Guidelines. Yeah.
to ask you, I'm not like bad. It's just like
Right.
and I don't think you should react angrily either if they're truly asking in a nice way, like, "Hey, are you vaccinated?" Like, or "Where's your mask?" or whatever. Like, because genuinely, those are questions we need to ask one another and stuff.
Yeah. For my own health and safety, I will ask them to you.
Yeah.
And yeah. No, yeah, I appreciated that too. I met up with like my mentor in person for the first time a couple days ago. And the first question she asked me is like, "Are you vaccinated?" And I was like, "Yeah." And it's like I'm glad we got that out of the way because you know.
How would you know otherwise,
So,
right?
no,
Like,
I totally get that. Yeah, exactly. Like what am I going to be like looking for clues? Is she vaccinated? Is there like a little pinprick in her arm?
there are, yeah. And just that like attitude in general, like asking people like like the hard questions when it's like a time when it has to be asked, like Um, but obviously
Uh-huh.
not in like a way that's like mean or confrontational. Just like
Yeah,
I
like
need to know these things. Like if we're gonna do this thing,
yeah, like I will mind my business until it affects me, basically.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like if you're not wearing a mask in your photos, that's none of my business. I'll probably block you or something because I'm annoyed at you, but
Right.
um like that's none of my business, right? But if we're meeting and this mask thing is going to be an issue, I will ask you right off the bat, are you going to wear your mask? Because that affects my safety. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I understand your sentiments.
Yeah. Anyway, I feel like I don't know if that's like a me becoming an adult thing of like asking the hard questions and wanting answers because before I just didn't care. Now
Mm-hmm.
like I actually need to ask these things for specific reasons for like
Right.
um yeah, I'm learning how to be more assertive. It's hard, but
But we're getting there.
exactly.
Yeah, look at us. I feel like last year we had an
Yes.
exact conversation about like being super non-confrontational.
Uh,
Look at this growth. Yeah.
nice.
All right.
Okay, we love to see it.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that too. I feel like I'm becoming more like callous now.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I don't know. I've been noticing I've become a lot colder than I used to
Yeah.
be. And I don't know how to feel about it yet. Like I don't even know. That's something to unpack later. Maybe I'll talk about it whenever I figure it out. But that's something I've noticed and I'm like, "Huh, that's new. I've never been like this before." But we'll see where that
Yeah.
goes.
Um,
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned working out
yes. Yes.
earlier. Yes. Have you been like consistently like have you started consistently working out? I feel like we had like a mini conversation about this before in
Um,
our bell pepper episode,
oh
but
yeah. Um,
the one that got taken over by Russian bots.
it's our most viewed video. So
But it's exclusively by Russian and Ukrainian
no one
bots.
needs to know that. It's fine. No one needs
Oh
to
yeah,
know.
we have such a loyal following
um,
of bots.
yeah, okay. Um, we love you, Russian bots. Thank you
But
for boosting our
thank you for the views.
serotonin. I work out like 5 to 6 days a week. Um,
Shoo, wait, that's even better. Oh my gosh. Wow,
but I
hi.
don't work out for very
Chelsea's
long.
getting buff over quarantine.
Usually
That's
it's like
fine.
30 to 40 minutes. And
Girl, that is
I just
enough.
watch videos. Like I do videos. Like I'm not good at cardio by any means because like I wear glasses, right? I don't have contacts anymore. So I
Mm-hmm.
stopped running. Like I was running a bunch last year for like the first
Mm-hmm.
quarter of quarantine and then I ran out of contacts. So um
Aw.
like sweating with glasses is not easy. So I kind of just did home workouts instead.
It's not very fun.
Um
Ah, okay,
and
gotcha.
I think I've gotten like stronger in a sense, but the workouts that I'm doing aren't like to build muscle mass or anything. It's just to like I guess tone and strengthen what you already have.
Keep you.
Um, Hi, this is editing Chelsea. Part of Sonica's video got lost in like the downloading process, so only around like 38 minutes of it are downloaded. So this is not the whole episode. Once I get the rest of like Sonica's video, I'm going to upload a sort of like a part two to this episode where we wrap up and ask each other questions. But for now, this episode is going to end sort of prematurely. But watch out for part two. Make sure to follow us on our socials at Armbridge Podcast on Instagram and at Armbridge Pod on Twitter. Go to our website armbridgepodcast.card.co for like any updates where you can stream the podcast and our Spotify playlist, and make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel wherever I'm going to put the subscribe button. For now, bye.